Welcome everyone to the second webinar. For everyone who doesn't know me, as Romy already mentioned, I'm product manager for GoBright, so mainly responsible for everything around the product itself. So working on the roadmap and making sure, we develop all the right products which you as our customer base would need to experience, of course, a very good solution, which we are always working on to improve as much as possible. So therefore, I'm also very happy to introduce to you our upcoming developments today. Show you what will be released on the short term, but also looking a little bit further ahead to the last months of this year. And we are very excited to show you some new additions to the platform, which we believe will help you as our customers, use our system in an even better way and provide a better experience for your own users in the building itself. So as Romy mentioned, the next webinar will be on the 5th of December. So we do this quarterly. With the first one was in May, and we will try to keep you up to date with all the different developments which are going on. Besides this, we of course also have our newsletter and our social media posts, which will always update you as well. But if you like this kind of way of getting more information, then feel free to join on the 5th of December as well. So first of all, I would like to take you through the upcoming releases. So this is going to release in the next few days and next few weeks. So the early presence confirmation and mapping upgrade will actually, we're hoping to release that this week still. And previewing for our digital signage solution will probably be released in 2 weeks. So let me go through the first topic of today, which is early presence confirmation, which is a new addition to our booking process. And we actually saw in the past few years after COVID with flexible working that of course people already using the office in a much more flexible way. Coming to the office average 3 times a week. But how people decide to go to that office or when they decide to go to the office is still quite flexible. And therefore, no-show detection is still an important part of making the office space even more efficient. So making sure people check in their booking, because if they actually decided not to show up or things came up in between that they couldn't make it in time, that the resource actually becomes available for other people to use. And we actually see on average that this is 40% of the current bookings on average, that there's still a no-show. So that's quite a big percentage of bookings which are made, which actually are not happening in practice. However, we actually saw with a lot of our customers that no-show detection is a very good solution of creating efficiency, making sure the room or desk or parking is available for other people again. But there is one downside. It is an ad hoc experience then for the other users who then would need that space exactly at that time when it gets freed up. So that is, of course, great, because that means that there is space then to utilize for users who on ad hoc basis would need it. However, it is quite a niche request, so to say, as you would need someone with a certain need at that moment, and not an hour later, for example. So it is a unique experience. So we were actually thinking, okay, how can we even make this more efficient? So what could we do to actually enhance the experience for the user, making sure that they have more time to get access to the right resources when they actually need it? So therefore, it would be actually good to get that no-show already 1 or 2 days earlier than it's actually happening, because sometimes people have recurring bookings, already know that they will not be going to the office tomorrow. However, they still have their bookings in their agenda. And if they would not cancel it by a manual action, that booking will still be there until it gets canceled by the check-in and the no-show. However, then as mentioned, you need a user that has an ad hoc need to actually utilize that space at that time. So therefore, we have actually come up with an early presence confirmation. And how that actually works is that there's a new setting in the no-show detection, which will provide you as an organization to set per resource a setting to make sure that people are notified in advance. This can be max 48 hours in advance, that they have a booking on that date, and that they need to confirm that they will actually be there. In this confirmation, they can then say, okay, I will be there or I will not be there, which will make sure that if they will not be there or that the confirmation time runs out, the resource is already available for other people to book actually more in advance than the ad hoc need they would have when they're in the office. So this will provide other users much more opportunity to get access to the resource they would need, because other people are then not going to utilize it even though they had the booking before. As you can see, it's in release for desk booking and parking space booking for this week, hopefully, as mentioned. And in future, we will also add it to the room booking. There are some more edge cases with room booking, as of course the organizer has to confirm their presence. However, with room booking, there are more people involved, attendees, which cause more situations where, for example, the organizer could not be present, and therefore we do not want to delete the booking in that way. So we are still investigating how we want to release this as a, to keep this experience similar to the desk and parking booking, but with the same functionalities and same experience as you would like to have. So how does it look like? In the profile of the resources, there will be an extra setting, as mentioned, which can be enabled or disabled. So it's always flexible as a customer to utilize this, yes or no. We actually believe it will be used for more high value resources. So for example, parking booking is for a lot of our customers a high value space, as it costs a lot of money to rent those, or it's a lot of cost to keep them up to date in big cities or whatsoever. And therefore, you do want people to already delete their bookings if they had a parking booking, because you want other people to have the opportunity to book that space in advance, and not have to see today, for example, that someone did not show up and that the parking is freed up, and then already decided to work from home. So how does it work? You are able to preset the amount of hours in advance when the early presence confirmation starts. So for example, 48 hours before the booking it starts, users will then get a notification that the presence confirmation is needed. This can be done, this will be done via email and can also be done via the mobile application of GoBright. And that will then give, as you see on the right side, the opportunity for the user to confirm or decline it. There will also be an end time of the presence confirmation. So if people do not perform an action within the time frame you have set as an organization, the booking will automatically be deleted, just like the no-show detection. And then from that time, users will be able to book that resource again. Of course, if you do not have the notification or you saw the notification, but you're still in the GoBright environment, there will be visual information that you need to confirm your presence, but also you can accept it there as well. So of course, the experience not only is in the notifications, which will help a lot of the users, but it's also present in the GoBright platform as well. Besides this will also be in the booking history, of course. So when customers forget to confirm their presence, as admins, you will be able to see that in the booking history list. So if people have questions why their booking is deleted, you can always redirect yourself to that list to actually check if this was, someone else performing that action, or if that confirmation presence was not done by the user itself. So we are very excited about this new release. We really believe this will make the office environment even more efficient, make users aware that they have bookings in advance, and that they can actually free up the space earlier than the ad hoc experience of the no-show, which will provide other users the ability, as mentioned, to book it as well. Moving on to the next upgrade. So we already provide our mapping solution for quite some time now. The mapping, as we see it, is an information point for users to get clear information regarding the office space. So what's free, what's booked, where are my colleagues working, which areas are located on this floor, for example, where do I need to go? However, from feedback from customers, we've received that this could be improved. So the information points on the floor plan could be more clear, that users spend less time finding the right information. So therefore, we've added some extra information points, which makes it for users more efficient when they're looking at the floor plan to get all the information in a faster period of time. So as you can see, the initials or photos of the users will be placed on the floor plan as well. Of course, this can be enabled or disabled. Also, the photos of users will need to be synchronized first via the integration we have already available. So as an organization, you're still flexible in deciding if you want to show this, yes or no. You can actually decide this per floor plan. So that means that if you have a location which doesn't want to show this, you can disable it. If you want a location that does show this, you can enable it. So as an organization, you're always flexible in doing this or setting it up. We also add the option to add free text to the floor plan. So as you can see here, we have the text marketing, which can help users find the right areas or zones or departments when they're looking at the floor plan to easily get access to what they're looking for. And then the last step, we add an extra layer. We can add an extra layer to the SVG map. So when you're drawing the map or the map is being drawn for you, we can also decide to add an extra SVG layer to the floor plan, which will then cover a whole area. So therefore, for example, our rooms can now be covered in a whole area, which will be selectable and also colored. So not only the table will then be visual, but there's also a whole area which is clearly visible, which then would also include the room name if you want to, which will for users make it even more easy to find the right meeting rooms and give a more clear indication if it's occupied or not. So this will also be a part of the next release this week. And as mentioned, yeah, that's included in the current mapping solution. So therefore, it's part of your existing licenses. For the SVG layers, that is something which needs to be added on the background design. So yeah, we will have a help center article online for more information regarding that. And otherwise, feel free to contact our support department to get some more information regarding that as well. Then moving on to the last release, which will be in the short term, so that will be in the next few weeks. That's previewing for a digital signage solution. So also here we are really keen on improving the efficiency of using our system. So content managers, of course, have the responsibility to create content, to add content to screens, to create playlists, and making sure the right content is played at the right time. However, playlist always gets adjusted. You never run the same content for the whole year, so playlists are adjusted, need to be adjusted. However, in this playlist, there's a lot of slides with different content displaying. Previously, you had to open these slides to actually see which content was playing and if you needed to adjust that slide. So therefore, now we are actually adding a preview to that slide list, so that as a content manager, you have a clear overview of what's playing in that playlist and which slide is which, so you can easily adjust the right one before pushing it to the screen again. So this will also be part of the existing licenses. So this is just an upgrade to the current solution you're already experiencing from GoBright. Then, moving on to later this year. Also, just want to mention, if you are more interested in the releases which are now coming up, feel free to contact our sales department or request a demo on these products to get more information on how it works. If you want to know how you can explain this to your own customers or use it in your own organization, then feel free to request a demo to get more insights and more information on how to utilize these solutions. So then moving on to later this year. So these are also features which we've been working on recently. So this is already in progress. So that yeah, makes it that we are certain that we can release that this year. And the first one is actually buffer time for meeting rooms. This is a yeah, much requested feature for quite some time already. It's yeah, always been something which was on our mind, but it's quite a difficult solution to grasp and to technically solve. However, yeah, we are really keen on getting this working in the most efficient way for our customers. And what the problem is that a lot of our customers have certain meeting rooms, which, for example, need cleaning afterwards, or for combined rooms to set up the room properly, or close the wall again to make it two separate rooms again. And this needs time to make sure that is done. So having a direct meeting after the other one is not possible, and therefore a buffer time is needed to make sure these actions can be performed. Currently, those customers have to do this manually, so they have to add a separate meeting afterwards to create that buffer time themselves. So now we actually provide the option to do this automatically. This will be part of the profile of the room, so it will be on a room level, which means that every meeting which is created for that meeting room will have that buffer time. The buffer time can be set before the meeting and after the meeting, so that's quite flexible. So if you also need time before the meeting, then that can be preset as well. We believe this will also be more used in certain rooms, not in every room, as of course this also decreases the amount of time the room can be used, because then yeah, there's always time for cleaning, for setting up the room whatsoever. So as we see it from our request from our customers, it's mainly used for example, combined rooms or rooms where yeah, boardrooms which have a lot of catering, which need more time to clean the space before the other meeting can start correctly. So this is something which we're currently working on. Yeah, we'll probably release this by the end of September, beginning of October. Yeah, we are nearly in the testing phase, so also this is more short term, but it's still a little bit more vague on when we can actually release this to our platform. And as you can see, it's also part of the existing license. So this will also be an upgrade to all our customers using the meeting room solution already. Also there, when it's released, we will provide this information via our newsletter. It will be on our socials, of course, in the release notes. And then, yeah, feel free to contact us for more information on how to set it up. And of course, the Help Center article will be online on configuring this in the right manner. Then the next solution is for a digital signage platform. It's quite yeah, an extensive product enhancement. So currently in our digital signage solution, we provide the option to switch channels. So as a content manager, you are able to plan content on, for example, channel 1 and then also channel 2. So for people who are not using it, you can compare it with when you're watching, for example, TV, and you have just yeah, a network 1 and network 2. You can change with the remote to one of the two, and on both screens or on both networks, a different content is playing. So this can also be done for the digital signage solution. So you can play content on two different channels, and you're able to switch channels via the portal manually, but also with your remote, for example. So this can be utilized to make sure that in some situations you can quickly change content without having to adjust the whole playlist or the whole slide or the whole schedule, for example, just to make it even more efficient. However, from requests from our customers, we saw that this is a much more needed and requested feature to make sure that these channel switches can happen automatically without manual action from a user. So therefore, we are adding automations to our solution. And how this works is that you can actually set actions by various ways. So you can do this by time. So for example, after a certain amount of time, the system automatically triggers that it changes the channel. However, this can also be done by a trigger from a webhook. So for example, when you have a button next to a screen, when someone presses it, it will create the channel switch automatically as well. So these are things which can be added to even create a better user experience, but also on the admin side of things, you are able to add more automations, make sure that the right content is playing at the right time, and also being able to preset that for a lot of screens in various manners. So if you have a lot of screens which play different content and you want to change that as quickly as possible, then automations will be a very good solution to use. This will also be probably released end of September, beginning of October, so also more on the shorter term, but not as quickly as the other ones previously mentioned. Also already in test phase, so we are currently really looking forward to the next few months, because we can release a lot of big features to you as our customer base. Then the next feature is for our desk booking. It's called zone booking. So currently, as a user, you're able to book a desk by clicking on a certain resource. So you can really pre-select as a user which desk you want to use in advance. You can select the desk at the window, or you can select the desk next to the coffee machine. This is now really specific for each user to choose. Therefore, also making sure some users always still use their favorite space, because they are able to pre-select this in advance or book it as a recurring booking for the next 2 weeks or months or whatsoever, how you preset this as an organization. However, we also see the need that users can actually just decide that they want to go to the office, that they select an area or department or zone or floor which they want to go to, but not already pre-selecting a desk in advance. There are two different angles this was requested. One is actually that organizations do not want users to always go to the same space back, that it still becomes like a fixed workspace. So therefore they want people just to be able to select an area where they will go to, and then when they are actually physically present at the office, that they then have to decide where they were going to sit, to actually make it a more flexible working environment, and making sure that that people do not always use the same desk. The other one is that the process now is for some customers still a longer process. They want to keep it even more simple, so that users just select that they will be in the office, and then when they arrive in the office, then select the desk where they'll be working on, to keep the process in the booking tool even more efficient as it currently already is. So those two benefits will be added by zone booking. And as mentioned, it will be part of the existing licenses, so it will be a different way of setting up the desks, and it will be part of the current solution. And this will be released later this year. So we're currently in the startup phase with the designs nearly ready, and being able to start the development in the next few weeks. And then something which has been recurring quite some time already is the advanced analytics. So we're now in the testing phase. It's as mentioned in the previous webinar as well, going to be an addition to our platform. So it's a separate license. The advanced analytics is a new way of analyzing our data. We will provide more dashboards, more tables, more charts with more detailed information, more flexibility to actually get the right information regarding your office environment. But also it will improve the ability for us to extend this solution with more dashboards in the future. So we're also already working on the dashboard for example, behavior. So there you can more see how people are utilizing the resources. So are they making recurring bookings, single bookings? How is the early presence confirmation? Those kind of things, to really see, okay, what kind of teams are utilizing the office most? How long are they in the office on average? So it's not on a user level, but it's more on an average team or organization level, to see how you can improve the office, not by just looking at the efficiency of the resources, but also on how people actually utilize the office, which is just as important as, of course, what's in the meeting room. But also the question is, okay, who or how do they utilize these meeting rooms, and how do they use the system to making sure that the office can be even more efficient. In the release, we already have the workspace overview, so you can compare that to now the occupancy analytics and the top 10 analytics, which we currently have in the analytics tool. And then we provide an extra room, desk, and parking analysis separately from this workspace overview, which will all dive in more into the specific resources as mentioned. And with that, also forecasting is included. So there you can actually already get some more information on how the office environment will look like based on the previous analytics. So it will actually show you a trend line on how it's expected to go, which will help, of course, preparing the office better for the future. So that's also in test. So as mentioned, that means it's not too far away. So hopefully we can release this at the beginning or halfway through October to you as our customers. And as mentioned, it will be an additional license. But at that moment, we will probably also look into testing licenses for our customers to see if they are willing to use this analytics and test it, for example, for a short period of time. To make sure you know what you are buying into when purchasing the additional licenses. So that's it what I wanted to share today regarding the new features. Hopefully the new features are also exciting to you. Hopefully you see the benefit of the features to your organization as well. And if there are any questions, feel free to put them in the chat or otherwise request a demo with our sales department to get more detailed information regarding everything I just shared. So thank you for joining.